This is going to be a very, very quick live. It's late, I know. What can I do? Wi-Fi or not. It's just how I have to operate sometimes. So, there is a lot of new stuff coming out about this certain strand of the coronavirus. Now, we know that it's in a lot of countries. It's in a lot of areas of those countries. There's a lot of things going on. Now, two different strands came out before, and I wanted to talk about this. In 2002, one of the strands came out. It was a coronavirus, but it was a different strand. And it was, excuse me, it was in 2002, and it originated from southern China. And it spread to 30 countries. Supposedly just infected 8,437 people, totaling in 813 deaths. And again, in 2012, it originated in Saudi Arabia. This was another strand of the coronavirus. It spread to 27 countries with 2,494 confirmed cases and over 858 deaths. Now, the thing that everyone needs to realize is that this is new. They keep saying this is a new virus. This is a new strand of this virus because they themselves generated this, and we all know this. Now, a lot of people are going on and on the news, all over television, in the news articles that we're reading, talking about fake news coming out, people putting out a lot of misinformation that is true. A lot of people are telling people how to protect themselves, and a lot of it's not right. A lot of people are trying to act like they know certain things they don't know. The truth is that I have read so much on this that I know that the death toll is a lot higher than they are telling us. And this is from articles. If you do some digging, y'all will find the same information. The only difference is I actually dig and I look. And that's how I find all this stuff out. Y'all could do the same thing too. So I'm going to start with basics. The coronaviruses are a large family of viruses that cause not only the common cold, but also more serious respiratory illnesses. Now, one article says that on January 7th, that's when they found out that this strand of the coronavirus had infected someone. So they're claiming that on January 7th in one article. Another article says it first emerged back in December. They're also saying that local authorities that they were very disappointed with local authorities on how they are acting so slowly on this outbreak and how fast it is spreading. Now, I have a huge list of countries. Right now, it has been declared a global emergency by the World Health Organization, and then by the United States declared a public health emergency as well. So both of these are huge, and we know this. They're stopping the flights, they're going through the airports, they're doing a lot of stuff. Now in the United States, it's been confirmed in a lot of states, but now as far as countries go, it's got over 140 nations. No, hold on, my bad. It's 14 other nations. So right now, 14 other nations, and we got so many countries. There's Australia, Cambodia, Canada, China, France, Finland, Germany, India, Italy, Japan, Malaysia, Nepal, Philippines, Russia, Singapore, South Korea, Spain, Sweden, Taiwan, Thailand, United Kingdom, United States, Vietnam. There it goes on and on and on. The list just goes on and on and on. There's so much. It's like going out there quick. It's going past a lot of people, and it's just attacking them. Now, So what they're telling everyone to do, this is the government telling everyone to do this on how to stay healthy, how to avoid it. They're telling everyone to stay inside, wear a mask, wash your hands a lot, and stay calm. And another article says people are dying by the dozens. And whenever they say that the incubation period is from 10 to 14 days, what they do is if they think you are showing signs of a similar cold, just a little cold or anything, then they put you in an incubation thing and quarantine you. And they wait to see if you show the signs of the coronavirus, which they believe after 14 days, if you haven't showed signs of it, then I guess they release you. I don't know. We don't know exactly what they're doing. We know that they have this little system that they're pushing people through in the airports. They also say that with the new DNA test, they're able to actually get DNA and tell if you have it or not and tell what kind of strain it is. And they're starting to say now that they can pick it apart and figure it out, and they are starting to be able to that they already know basically how to cure it. That's the latest on that, is they're saying that by looking at through DNA, they have been able to pick it apart and all this. Either way, there's a lot of stuff going on in the news about this. We hear from China that they're mad at us, the United States, because of what we have said about them and how they are reacting to this global emergency and the public health emergency, whatever you want to call it, but this is what they're going on. Now, this has went to a lot of states. California is one of the main ones, but now, if y'all have kept track, y'all know a lot's been going on in California with not just the fires. If you actually look up a lot of these countries that have also been infected or have infected people in these countries, they've had wildfires in them or around them. Also, this is another virus that does more so attack like the older and the elderly. It's hard to stay inside, but they're trying to make it. They say that there's plenty of veggies in, the city that's quarantined. They're saying that there's plenty of veggies, fresh veggies, just no meat. They're saying that they're pretty much good on food, but other videos you see a lot of people rioting in the streets, setting buildings on fire, getting very upset with everything that they are doing. Now, the only people that know the truth are the people that are over there and the people that are infected. Now, this is a huge thing, but now the other two strands that did come out, like I said, one was in 2002, one was in 2012. They somehow maintained it, contained it, and all of that. I do recommend like a gas mask or a respiratory mask, not one of the cheap masks that you get from the hospital that just goes over your. And you gotta make sure, guys, that you don't just put it on your mouth. It's gotta cover your nose and your mouth. Technically, you should like wear pretty much, basically a hazmat suit, honestly. Like you need like a gas mask or a respiratory mask. That's the best thing, is respiratory mask or a gas mask, whatever you want to use. And gloves, long sleeves, goggles, face protection, stuff like that. That sounds very extreme, but they're saying it is passed from, human to human contact. One doctor just dropped dead, said he got it in his eyes. I don't know. We don't really know the truth. I've read all the articles, but you can't just get information from articles. You have to look everywhere, because a lot of people are just trying to put out fear and scare people about certain things. This is something that people do need to take seriously, though. This is a huge outbreak. Now, what are they going to be doing? I don't know. Like, a couple of the airlines are saying they're shutting all of the flights down through March the 27th. One airline said it was shutting it down until April. We don't know how everyone's going to react. I do know that there was a couple articles I read, and the infected is way up there, and the deaths are way up there. And that's not counting China, just China. Now, I know that they are saying a total of 102,000 people are infected. I guess they're including that throughout the entire country, all the countries. But with one, I know that they're acting like there's only a couple of cases in the United States, but I know for a fact it's in California, Texas, Oregon, Tennessee, Florida. Like there's no way it's just a couple of people. It's in a lot of cities, a lot of states in this country alone. So for them to act like all these other countries only have one or two other cases, the way that spread like it did in China, there's no way it's not spreading like that where these people went to. So also, this is a huge thing. I did another live and talked about this. This is a huge thing that needs to be talked about, but people need to be giving out the real information in the real way to try to help and save people. If you're going to try to save yourself and protect yourself, try to do it right. Also, there's a lot of fear out there with this, and most people, one of the main things that they're telling everyone is to stay calm, and a lot of people can't do that because they're freaking out, and the reason why is because of people putting so much fear out there with this. And this is something that people need to realize. People are dying a lot, and it says they're dying by the dozens, and they're like literally face planting. There's so many things being said by world leaders, world governments in all these countries. So this is something I will be doing more on. It's a huge deal right now, and I usually don't get caught up in stuff like this. Like, I cover almost everything I can, and I usually try not to do more than a couple of videos about it, but this is something, until, it's kind of gone, it needs to be talked about as much as possible. I will make a video with the articles showing you all the different articles with all the different death tolls in the countries as it progresses and as the news breaks and how we get more death counts. Just know that the count is always going to be higher than they're telling us. The infected is always going to be higher than they're telling us. We all already talked about them saying they were going to have the hospital built, and they were breaking ground and everything. Most people think it will be tents, like Tent City. It's hard to tell, but they actually said they were going to build an actual hospital. So the other thing I wanted to talk about, whenever I had my other channel, one of the things I did talk about a couple of times was these challenges that go around for these kids, for everyone's kids, okay? And it starts with young kids, teenagers, all of that. And they do it on TikTok and all these other little places that kids love to watch. And all these little challenges that they're doing, they start from something and they start from somewhere. And just try to monitor your kids a little better and make sure they're not embarking on some of these challenges, because this challenge right now that's going around, it's on TikTok and a couple of others. But right now, what it is it encourages the kids to slide a coin between a phone charger and an outlet while it's plugged in. By touching the coin to an active charger, what it does is it creates a complete electric circuit, and it instantly causes a spark and a spike and a heat. So basically, it heats up and it causes a spike and a spark, and then it could cause a fire and or a severe shock. So not only could they get shocked, but it could cause a fire depending on the wiring, depending on every bit of it. So this is something that I wanted to talk about as well, because there's too many people watching YouTube and apps and stuff. The children, they do what, that's all they want to do anymore is stuff like that. So I wanted to fill everyone in on this. Keep an eye on your children. This is dangerous. Everyone was told not to stick your finger in an outlet when we were really young, but it's a challenge, so they'll probably give it a whirl. Hopefully not. Just make sure everyone keeps your eyes on everything that's going on. If you have small children, just keep an eye on them, because when that people think it's cool, everyone knows they were there. They were that age at some point in time. If you think it's something cool to do, a lot of kids just express how important and how dangerous this is if they do it. One thing I can say is I am keeping my prayers out there, and I do that all the time. I pray for everyone. And I just there's a lot of stuff that's been going on in my life lately. I haven't been able to keep y'all completely updated on everything about the coronavirus and stuff, but I'm trying, and I will continue to try to do as much as I can. And I'm doing as much as I can right now. So I hope that y'all keep staying in your Bibles, you're praying, and you're keeping an eye on things other than just watching the news, because anyone who knows the truth and has their eyes open, and God has given them the gift of knowledge and truth, and not to be part of the delusion and the Great Awakening. They have part of the Great Awakening. They can see things for what they are. If you are one of those people, I always pray for y'all, because the people that see things that others don't, we really do have a hard time. And but it is a blessing. A lot of people feel like it's a curse, but it is a blessing. And I pray that all of y'all see it that way as well. Stay in prayer, stay in your Bibles. Won't be long. We all know it won't be long. To us, it seems like forever away, but it's not that to God. And I just want to say, if y'all, whoever's been praying for me, thank y'all. I appreciate all the prayers. I really do. And I do pray back for all of y'all. I pray for a lot of people. A lot of my enemies as well. Not my enemies. I don't have enemies. They just think they are. They think they're smart, I guess. I don't know. But with the coronavirus out there right now, people need to be protecting themselves. They need to be watching what they're doing. And you need to really just be watching going out in public with this. Like, it is going to spread really, really fast. It's already spread as fast, like extremely fast. And it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. We all know that. That's how everything usually is. I've been praying for the people that have been affected by the virus, and I've been praying that we don't have any more deaths. There's been a lot more stuff going on. The crime is going up a lot, and everybody that knows about the whole Kobe Bryant thing. I'm not even going to talk about it, because it's everywhere and everybody covered it, so everybody done knows about it. Um, I'm just I'm trying to cover the major things that a lot of people I've seen get wrong, and I just want to try to get the real information out there to people so they can be careful and they do know how to protect themselves. If you get, I think it's an N94, I think that's what it's called, or a N96, I can't remember what the name of the mask is, but the holes are very tiny. But if it's being spread through like germs or being airborne, whatever, which a lot of people do think it is airborne, it hasn't been confirmed that it is airborne, but the way that it is spreading could suggest that to some. To others, if it was airborne, then I think it probably would have done hit everyone. The way that, well, it's also to the way they spray the skies and stuff, it does kind of mark up the skies and the oxygen and everything. So it might have stopped down the spreading. Who knows? But just keep your eyes out for that. Just make sure you know you're doing what you're supposed to. Wash your hands. Everybody, keep your eyes out for the penny challenge. Just, I mean, come on. We were told whenever we were so little not to ever mess with plugins like that, and now there's a challenge based on it. So I will keep everyone's children in my prayers. And I've been dealing with an obsessive fan. So keep me in your prayers for that, and keep me in your prayers for a lot of unspoken things I'm not going to talk about. But the problems will be handled very, very soon. Probably tomorrow or the next day. I know it'll be handled by next week, so that's what I'm happy about. And no, I'm not gonna really talk about it on here. There's so much going on that I can't even begin to tell y'all about it. So I want y'all to try to stay safe and try to stay away from this coronavirus and not let your kids stick coins into the phone charger's outlet. Okay, guys? I will make a video if everybody wants me to, and I'll show you all the articles. And it talks about all these different the death tolls. It talks about the infected, and it's all different numbers. So God bless you. I will keep you in my prayers. Keep me in yours. And may God be with you. And may God show you the way. And I hope that He does. Because our Heavenly Father, He is a wonderful, amazing Father. And He teaches us stuff all the time on a daily basis. Sometimes we don't realize it till way, way later. But He is an attentive Father. He's always there, and He always lets us know certain things when we need to know them. And if you want knowledge, He will give it to you. You just have to be praying for it, and you have to be willing to receive it. Now, I hope that all of y'all stay safe, remain vigilant, and keep yourselves informed. Get out there, look up all this information for yourself. You do not have to look to other people to find it. You can find it yourself, but don't just go with one source. Find a bunch of different sources and then go straight to it. News articles and TV news is not the only thing out there, guys. So may God bless y'all. Stop looking down, start looking up. And may God bless you and your whole family, and be happy that you have a family, and be happy that God blessed you with one. And if you don't have one, then I pray that they're smiling down on you right now. And I hope that all of y'all that listen to this find some kind of peace and get a little bit more knowledge or information out of this. So I will see y'all later, and I will try to upload that video when I get the first chance I can. It's hard for me, but I will try. God bless y'all.